What if I told you that getting from successful to, well, ultra successful isn't about working harder? What if it's about playing a completely different game? When you really look at how billionaires think and operate, it's pretty clear they're not just following the same rules as everyone else. They have a secret playbook. And today, we're going to crack that playbook open and show you the 5 secrets they use to win.
So what really separates a millionaire from a billionaire? And I'll tell you right now, it's not just the number of zeros in their bank account. It's a total shift in mindset, in strategy, and honestly, in their whole approach to reality itself.
Okay, let's just dive right into this, because it really is a completely different rule book, and you're about to get a look inside. So get ready, because we're about to break down the principles that really govern wealth at the highest levels, and it might just challenge everything you thought you knew about success.
All right, rule number 1, and this is a big one that trips up so many talented people. Avoid the competence trap. See, the best players in the world, they're never satisfied with what they already know. They get that mastering something isn't the finish line. It's just the starting block for the next race.
So what does that actually mean? Well, the competence trap is this little mental addiction we get to being the expert, being the go-to person who's needed for that one thing. Think about it like this. You've got the best coder at a company. If she spends all her time just writing code because, hey, she's the best, she never learns how to lead the team. And leading the team is the next skill she needs to actually grow the whole enterprise.
And this right here, this is the playbook for breaking out of that trap. It's a 3-step cycle. First, you master a skill. You get so good it's second nature. Then, and this is the part people miss, you have to delegate it. You train someone else to do it just as well. Why? Because that frees you up for step 3, which is the whole point. To acquire a new, more valuable skill that only you can figure out. This isn't optional. It's the engine of growth.
So once you escape that competence trap by delegating, you suddenly get your most valuable asset back in your hands, your time. And that leads us perfectly into our second rule. Because what you do with that time, well, that's everything. You have to master your time.
And this slide just lays it out so perfectly. A millionaire is thinking about the next few quarters. They're solving today's problems, thinking a few moves ahead on the chessboard. But a billionaire? They're not even playing the same game. They're focused on the next few decades. They're not just thinking about the future, they are actively trying to build it from the ground up.
And here's the kicker. They don't waste today reacting to yesterday. They're out there actively trying to shape what comes next. They're influencing the systems that run the world, the economy, politics, the law. They know that if they want to build the future they see in their head, they have to start pulling the levers of power right now.
Okay, on to rule number 3. Now, this one can be a little controversial for some people, but it is absolutely essential. You have to embrace the competition. Wanting to win isn't just okay. At this level, it's a flat-out requirement.
Now this quote here, it's meant to be provocative. It's pushing back against this idea that competition is somehow a bad thing. Look, of course, collaboration is crucial. Nobody gets to the top alone. But the huge mistake is thinking you have to choose one or the other. The best in the world, they collaborate and they compete, sometimes with the exact same people.
There's this incredible story about a businesswoman whose company is building the longest sailboat in the world, and their public stated goal? To make it exactly 1 meter longer than Jeff Bezos' yacht. Now, that's not petty. That is elite competition driving world-class innovation. Having a clear rival like that gives you a powerful edge.
So the takeaway for you is simple. Pick a target. Maybe it's the person 2 steps ahead of you in your field. Or maybe it's the biggest name in your industry. It doesn't matter. Having a clear opponent focuses your energy like a laser beam and forces you to be better. Go after them.
All right, all this intense focus on the future and on beating the competition, it requires a truly insane level of discipline. And that flows directly into our 4th rule: remove access to yourself.
If you want to achieve something truly great, you have to get absolutely ruthless about saying no to almost everything else. Every yes to a small distraction is a silent no to your biggest goal.
Even the good stuff, the fun things you might even want to do, are often just distractions from that one great thing you're trying to build. Your focus is your most precious currency. You cannot afford to be careless with it.
But here's the real pro move. It's not just about saying no when people ask. It's about saying no before they even get the chance. You do this by packing your calendar with your own priorities, with deep work, with strategic thinking, with learning new skills. Your schedule should be so full of commitments to the person you're becoming that when an invitation comes in, no isn't a hard decision. It's the only possible answer. You are literally unavailable.
And that brings us to the fifth and final rule, and this is the one that really ties it all together. This is the mindset shift that takes you from being a piece on the board to being the person who designs the entire game. You have to stop reacting to your environment and start creating it.
Let me ask you a question that's going to sound a little silly. The amount of foam on your coffee in the morning, does it really matter?
Well, according to an investor like Grant Cardone, it matters completely. He's famous for sending a coffee back if it isn't exactly how he wants it. Why? It has nothing to do with the coffee. His whole mindset is, if I can't control my coffee, how can I control my business?
And that's the whole point right there. The details aren't just details, they are everything. Your ability to create the exact scene you want in the small, everyday things without compromise uses the exact same muscle you need to create massive success in the big things. The moment you become reasonable and just accept things that aren't what you want, that's the moment you start to lose.
So, there you have it. 5 rules from a completely different playbook. One that values mastery, time, competition, focus, and creation above everything else. So the question isn't what they know anymore. The real question is, what are you going to do with this knowledge? You have the rules now. What are you going to build with them?